happened with my phone or
Right.
oh, look at us.
And
It
we're
says
live.
live. Yay! I am like working from two different things right now, my phone and my computer. So let's start this bitch. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of 30, Flirty, and Not Thriving, or I should say 30, Flirty, a little dirty, and not thriving. There you go, Jeremy. My name is Vanessa Rain. I am an adult content creator on Unfiltered and OnlyFans. I am 32 years old and Canadian, and my whole life is a shit show right now. And this is my lovely co-host,
Same.
Miss Ashley Hoffman.
Hello.
Say
I am, as she said, Ashley Hoffman. I am American. I am also 32. Miss Vanessa's birthday is coming up.
Dude, I am going to be living on my own for my birthday. I'm going to have
Yep.
like a little okay, so.
I know.
So for those that don't know, I am going through a really difficult time where I'm having to move.
Men are trash.
Really fucking quickly, men are trash, exactly. So I didn't even want to start with this. I was gonna end with this shit, but like now
I mean, we gotta hit both.
So my birthday. I am moving out on March 1st. And like this is stressful because like I have no money. I have no this is all going into what we're talking about today. So
This reminds me of the movie Bridesmaids. Help me, I'm poor.
Yes! That's me.
Help me, I'm poor.
That is okay. That's forever me. I'm posting that to our groups later. FYI, the GIF of that.
Yeah, help me. Well, it's true because we're both kind of in the same situation ish. I mean, but you're moving out, but we're both poor.
Like, okay, so we have really shitty situations going on right now in our 30s, and that's why we are talking about this. So I'm going to start off by saying, yeah, it is a serious situation where, like, it's not like a guaranteed. I am moving out. I have to pay the dang rent first. That's it. I paid the deposit, so I'm like holding it. You know, that's the real thing. So still finding the money to pay for the rent to make sure I have place. It's homelessness. That's not fun. More to go on that later. But in all serious, like in all funness, I should say, not knowing or being in your 30s and not knowing where you're going and
or how to do things.
And especially this has come up a lot lately for me, at least, of not knowing how to do certain things. So Ashley and I have had the same kind of therapy days.
Wednesdays are for therapy.
Instead of on Wednesdays, we wear pink.
On Wednesdays, we do therapy.
If you don't do therapy on Wednesdays, you can't stay with us.
You can't stay with us. You're Lebanese. Oh, which side note, somebody. Okay,
yes!
So
I know what you're gonna say.
I saw this on TikTok and it blew my mind. So the whole premise of Mean Girls was, what the hell is her name? Not Janice. The
Katie, Lindsay Lohan. Wait, what? Okay, hang on.
The head Mean Girl,
Georgina, which is Rachel.
No, yeah, Rachel McAdams. Yeah, her character. So in
which is Georgina.
the six. Yeah. So in the
Okay.
6th grade, Janice told her that she was Lebanese and she thought she was a lesbian. And so the finale of that movie, and that one guy goes, he says something, and she goes, "No, I'm Lebanese." She wasn't a lesbian. She was just Lebanese.
I know. That's I was like, I know where you're going.
Right.
I lost my mind because
Yeah.
this whole time she was like a lesbian or something. And
I,
she was
I
obsessed with me.
with me. Yeah. I thought she was a lesbian. No, she was just Lebanese.
She was Lebanese. That is hilarious. You know what? I'm sorry the joke went over my head because that was fucking gold.
Well,
That
you
was
also,
gold that no one
yes. Well,
talked
you also
about.
have to think like that came out in 2006,
Yeah,
maybe.
something like that. That's
So we were still in our teenage. I mean, because you look at TV shows now, like the old Rugrats, Doug, and stuff, and you see all the jokes that were geared towards our parents, and we're like, how did we miss those sexual jokes?
right? Oh my god, yes.
Oh, so
Oh,
2004, excuse me. So we were 14 when that movie
yep,
came out.
yep,
We were
yep.
itty bitty babies.
Still love that movie though. Still love
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh my god. Um that's fucking hilarious, the Lebanese. But on the topic of not knowing things, so me having
Yes.
to move into a new place and talking into therapy, and I mean, because this is all literally within the last week of things just going to complete shit, things
Mm-hmm.
going awry. So my therapist asked, like, well, what's new? What's going on? And I'm like, oh, some things have happened. Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about it.
And I was like, I feel like a fucking idiot because like I am terrified. I should be like super excited because like I'm getting out of an abusive situation. I'm,
Mm-hmm.
trigger warning, sorry. Um
Sorry, not sorry.
well, I mean, yeah, it's such a shitty situation having to completely just get and like have nothing. I
Right.
like literally my cat has more furniture than I do. I'm actually very lucky that I do have a bed. So like, things aren't really that shit. Like
Right.
cuz I do have a bed. I'm not sleeping on the floor. Um, and at least at this point in time,
Mm-hmm.
I've got something held for me. I've, that's going to be okay. It's within the next week, things should be completely great, but still not knowing even I was 26 when I learned how to use a lawnmower. Do you know how to use a lawnmower?
I do. I did
Okay.
learn. I that is something I did learn very young. I was in my teen years, but I didn't do it like. I mean, my brother did it, or my dad did it,
Yeah.
or when I moved in here, my ex did it. So when my ex left, it was still in the summer, so I still had to cut the grass,
Yeah.
and my lawnmower is shit. It's
Oh no.
half broken. I have to like hold it a certain way for it to actually run. And so here's me just like pulling it and pulling it, pulling it and pulling it for like 30 minutes straight. And I wanted to like just scream and like beat the shit out of an inanimate object.
Okay. So you sound to me like you're brave because do you want to know how mine went? Because this is really bad.
I do. You have to tell me now. You
Okay.
have to tell me now.
So I grew up not having to do it because I grew up with my grandparents. Like
Mm-hmm.
with so the way we lived when I was younger, left that. We left my dad, went to live in Newfoundland with my grandparents. They were just wanting to move there to be closer to their home roots. They were both
Mm-hmm.
born in Newfoundland. So after, traveling the world and having kids in like Germany, you know, figured they'd go
Damn.
home after they retired, right? Yeah. My grandfather was in the army, so
It makes
They
sense.
they moved a lot. I've got a lot of funny like secondhand stories for that. But um we decided to like leave a bad situation like I'm currently in and went to live with my grandparents, and which was freaking phenomenal. I mean, but
Mhm.
my grandpa kind of spoiled us because we
Mhm.
never had to shovel the driveway because again, we're in a lot of snow. I'm in
Right.
Canada, so there's typically a lot of snow other than if you live in Vancouver, then it's just spring all the time. Spring and
Yeah.
summer and that's it. Um
Vancouver is like California.
yeah, so like you get really decent weather over there, but in the places that I have lived, you've had a lot of snow. I
Mhm.
didn't have to shovel driveways. I didn't have to. I mean, I even got my license when I was 19. So I was pretty spoiled. I didn't even have to mow the lawn because if you touched his lawn, heaven forbid, you'd be
He would.
you'd be in trouble. It was his baby.
Yeah.
That was his project. He loved his lawn. He loved growing trees and having rock gardens. He kept his lawn pristine. Like
Mhm.
we were not allowed. My mom wasn't even allowed.
Oh, hot damn.
Um, so fast forward, fast forward,
Flash.
flash forward to being 26, not living with anyone. I went from like going on my own or like with my
Mhm.
grandparents and my mom to living with someone else in a
Mhm.
relationship. And then the first time being on my own in a house where I'm the only one that has control over all of the shoveling and all of the lawn mowing. It was awful
Mhm.
because I relied on a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old to show me how to use a fucking lawnmower. So yeah, I moved next door. Like the it was like 10 feet between our houses, I swear.
Yeah.
And but like I had these kids and they're just like so curious and like I'm going to just talk to the kids. Kids and animals I love, old people I also love, but like
Mhm.
people my own age and like in those like weird in-betweens I don't care for.
No.
Um so like kids and I was like, "Dang, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing." And it took 3 of us to start the fucking thing. And but after that, after getting used to it, and then their dad coming out and seeing, so he like laughed at me.
Yeah.
And eventually I started doing it on my own. But then my ex again, I see a new type of lawnmower that I don't know how to use, and I'm like panicking. So I had him write down like step by step what I do.
That is
So
hilarious. Oh my god.
oh, yeah, I mean, I still hate like shoveling the driveway and shit.
Oh yeah,
I
that
will
shit
not.
sucks.
I even like we have a snowblower out there. Do you think I'm going to use it? No,
No.
because that's something I don't know.
I would rather throw my back out than attempt to use a snowblower because I have no goddamn idea. uh
Yes. But luckily, I mean, I don't have to deal with that anymore.
mhm.
I'm in an apartment building at this point. So,
Right.
but that's something like I didn't know how to do till I was 26 and I had children, literal children,
Show
show
you.
me how. And like it was a running joke. And the only
Which
reason I met this kid was because
mhm.
I was yet again a dumbass. My first week there, I locked myself out of the house.
Oh my god.
And so I'm like stepping on like random shit, trying to break into my own house.
Yeah.
Um, and like going through the window, and this little girl comes up to me. She's like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, "I live here, I swear." So she ended up going to
Man.
get her dad's ladder and helping me break in, and
Oh
it was a
my
great time with those kids.
god.
It was hilarious.
Which side note, because you were describing, moving out of your grandparents and on your own,
Yeah.
and then so my situation is a little bit different, and it's kind of funny. I lived with my parents up until I had my daughter. And then I lived with my ex for 4 years, and now I have been successfully
Oh my
living on my
God.
own for
Oh my
6
God, this
months.
is your first time too. We're going through this together, even though I've
We
done
are
this, but like,
literally, yeah.
oh my God, we're going, oh my God. Oh my God.
the
Yes.
the parallels of our lives is kind of fucking hilarious at this point.
I know. Like, okay, so I'm gonna go like a little backtrack on how this whole 30 flirty became a thing.
Yeah.
I have been in the podcast thing for a little bit, just pretty much guesting. I had a podcast with an ex friend of mine, but
Hmm.
obviously we got a few episodes in, had some differences.
They're
No
a
longer
hoe.
friends.
They're a hoe.
You know what? We're just gonna say hoe is a good thing because we're going with CA Canoeble here. You know, she's the OG hoe.
OG
Yeah,
ho! Ho.
we okay. You know what? We love our hoes. So
Santa makes you go ho ho ho.
yeah. No, she's making Santa go ho ho ho.
Oh
Yay!
yeah! So she's the definition of Santa's little helper.
Ah! Yes.
The number one elf in the North
Uh,
Pole,
you know,
Sweet Canoodle.
fuck yes, yes, CA. Goddamn, we love her
Oh shit!
though.
Oh
Love
yeah.
her so much. I love all of that. That her hoe handbook. It's made me think so much differently, like being able to distinguish between hoe, slut, and whore. And okay, you guys just need to go follow her if you don't already. If you don't,
She's
see a
amazing.
Canoeble everywhere, comedian, just all around badass bitch. Love her. Um, Fuck, I totally lost track on where we were going with this because we just got so distracted with CA. That's just what happens with when you
Oh
fall in love
yeah.
with CA.
Uh,
Seriously. Uh,
um, what the hell were we?
Fuck if I know. Okay, what's going on in my brain right now? Okay,
um,
so random thought that I've seen. Okay, so underwear.
mhm.
What's your go-to style?
um, I
What are your no-nos? Because for me, I am like at this point in my life,
mhm.
I no longer want to see a thong.
Yes.
Thongs can go to hell.
Yep. I
I
don't want G strings up my ass.
Oh my God, no. It does not I can't do it.
Mm-mm.
I am so irritated. Like I feel like I have like an issue because I'm constantly trying to pull it out of my
Yeah,
ass crack.
that
It's not
and
comfortable.
boy shorts that are like girl boxers almost.
Oh,
It's not flattering. It's no. I don't
yeah.
know.
For me, I like a little cheeky moment, but even still, I'm like picking at it.
Mhm.
I honestly am. I prefer commando over all else. But
100%. But also, like, if I'm going out and have a nice outfit, like, I like full coverage.
I like these seamless ones, or like
Yeah.
where like the no show, like they're very
Hmm.
thin, but you can get them in like the Brazilian style where it's just like not actually a thong, but it's not quite
Hmm.
full cheeky. Where I feel like it's Brazilian then cheeky, and then like hipster. And then
Yeah.
boy shorts, and then bikini. I love a good bikini bottom, like a
Hmm.
good bikini underwear. Yeah, love that. I just would rather be naked, like
Yep.
going full commando. I don't even like to wear bras. I'm
No.
lucky for me that especially for girls that have smaller boobs, it's great. But like I have never met like you are the first person to have bigger boobs to say like fuck that because the girls
Yeah.
are like no and I'm like just you're
Oh,
complaining
no.
about a bra, just let them be free.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
I wear it when I have to, and when I don't,
Yeah.
they're bouncing around.
Oh hell yeah. Oh, but even when we did the live, on Instagram the other night with David. I'm like, oh my God, no, this is see through. I have to hide it. Like, that's a prime moment where I wish I was wearing a bra.
Right.
But for the most part, why? They're no, they're not comfortable. They dig in if you have like underwire, and
Mm-hmm.
even if it's not the right fit, then you're hanging over and it's digging in here and
Yep.
and then it like nope. I don't have
Which,
time for any sort of style of bra, bralette, sports bra,
no.
fucking and nothing.
Someone made a comment on TikTok and I lost it because I'm like, damn, why you? I swear, TikTok is calling me out in a way that like it just shows up on my For You page. I'm like, damn you, TikTok. But they made a comment
Right?
and they said you're either the naked neighbor in front of the window or you're not. And if you haven't seen the naked neighbor, you are the naked neighbor. And I was just like, damn. I mean, my neighbors probably have seen me naked a couple of times, and I'm just like,
These guys
damn.
definitely have.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm like, damn, I'm the naked neighbor.
I am totally the naked fucking neighbor, my
Yep.
dudes. I like I said, like the new place that if all works in Vanessa land, that
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the third, like the highest floor. It's a third floor building. I'm highest floor. So like I don't have like people walking by to see me.
Right.
So like I think I'll be safe, but I'm still gonna get some fucking curtains. Cause like there's unfiltered and OnlyFans, guys.
Yeah.
you
Which
know?
I was before we started. She has a lovely Princess Leia. I don't have we showed her on the podcast.
No, but we are going to right now. Hang on, I gotta take
Okay.
off my headset because she's down here.
um, but
Oh,
yeah, I said to her that she needs to take it over there a few days beforehand and just prop it up in the window for her neighbors to see.
she's in a shoebox,
She's
but
in a shoes.
it doesn't close because her boobs pop out. See? So
She's very small.
okay. So I'm gonna try to cover something because I don't want it to be taken down on the
Yeah.
YouTube. But
Oh,
um
hello. She was sneaking a Poppy Link right up there.
so I'm gonna hide this. I guess this might be fine. This kind of covered. We're gonna
we'll put a sensor in
it's
post.
dark, okay?
Yeah.
It's dark, but I'm gonna
We're
cover this. It looks
we're
like it's an
going
outfit.
we're going for the Avatar look.
She's gonna go full blue.
Yeah.
So I put an outfit on her, for those that don't know.
And
This
she's
is my
stained.
little sex doll. She is about a foot long. She's just a tiny little booger, but
She's
I put
very
a
small.
black outfit on her, and it was an outfit that I had never worn, so I had never washed it, and this dye stained her whole top half completely blue, some of her butt crack and some of her lady bits. Um, so and she's got some like under boob crap going on. You know what? She needs a sister that's less disgusting than she is because she's gross right now. It's a good thing she's
Yeah.
not being used as that.
Yeah, as an actual she's just for
Camera.
yeah, she's just for show purposes.
Just for comedic purposes. This is
Yeah.
the side and covering what she has going on. But yeah, she's pretty naked. She's just quite little. And she wants me to put her in my window. So I'm gonna try to make that happen.
Just for the neighbors to get acquainted with Princess.
Yes. Oh my God. They just know what I'm all about, you know?
Oh God. So like that'll be in preparation so that when you start to do unfiltered or OnlyFans
Oh my
content
God, right?
and your windows just happen to be open, that they're like, oh, okay.
Right? Oh my God, yes. That is definitely. Yeah, she's going to be there well before I am. So that's great. Um it's still such like a scary thing. Even like just moving out in general, I think no matter what age is still pretty.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's just full of anxiety and what ifs and
And I think because
yeah.
we're in similar situations, I think for us it's not knowing the unknown. And that's
It's
the
the
thing that,
uncertainty is what my
yes,
freaking therapist said today.
mine too. And that's what terrifies us. And that's what makes our brains like go to that catastrophic event that's going to happen. That's never going to happen. And so it's hard to like, what you thought your future was going to be is not what it is now.
Yeah.
And that's the fucked up part, because like, I mean, hell, I was supposed to get married and we were going to buy a house and all this other shit, possibly talk about more kids, and now all of that is gone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
it's
it's fucked
weird.
up.
Even though like for me there was no children like on my end
Mhm.
um to be had, that's a whole different sort of topic, but
Mhm.
still it's not fun. It's
Mm.
you, I mean, and you have Raven, you have your
Mhm.
daughter, which is fantastic. And if I did not have my pets, I know they can't speak. It would be kind of fun to have a child at that point. I think
Oh
that's what
yeah.
would actually get me through. But really, it is my cat. Like,
Mhm.
I know he's still there. You can kind of see him in the back if you're watching live, but he's my everything right now. I do have like another pet. I do have a gecko named Kylo.
Mhm.
But that guy, that's a mom's baby because he needs attention at all times. So it is like
Oh
it's a
yeah.
great distraction. He's very if you have depression, get a cat because I was miserable. I had a dog too, but like
Mhm.
things just weren't complete. And then I got him while I still had the dog. And it was
Mhm.
like my depression was cured. Because there's no being sad with this motherfucker over here because he will get right in your face. I can't even sniff. So I think I mentioned this before. I just love the smell of my
Yes.
cat. And even today I was like just sniffing like super intensely.
Oh
And
yeah.
he just came up and was like, and just like whack, whack, whack in my face. And I did it multiple times just because it was making me laugh.
Oh yeah.
He's giving me the side eye right now. He's like fully stretched out. Um,
Yeah, just like my daughter, like I mean, she follows me everywhere. And I went to the bathroom today and she followed me in there, and she was laughing. I don't know what the hell she was laughing at, but like me going to the bathroom was the funniest shit on the earth.
like for literally. Uh,
Literally.
okay. Side note, a good note that I just realized. So
Mhm.
even on the shitty days, and even though it feels like I have no humans in my life,
Mhm.
there are days like today when you get cute little cards in the mail. Um, just
From
cute
a
little
oh,
says
from a
this is
brother.
awesome and it's in wine from a brother from another mother. Is that what you're
Brother
gonna
from
say?
another mother. Yeah, and then I hit my mic.
One of the bracket bastard, the head bastard, Freddie
Mr.
Fisher had
Freddie himself.
we love him. He had sent me a little card,
Mhm.
um, to cheer me up in this shitty time. And if you guys haven't heard of Bracket Bastards, please go give them a listen. They're great. I've been on there multiple times, and I'm sure I will be on there in the future.
Yes.
Great. It's always a lot of fun. Uh, yeah, I always look forward to doing Bracket Bastard shows because it really is
Mhm.
a lot of fun. We just did I did one with Jeremy and with Freddie,
Yeah.
a show all about sex songs for Valentine's Day, and those I believe are both out.
Yes.
Um,
You had to leave Jeremy's, so I finished that one off.
yeah, so you still got some 30, flirty, and dirty
Yeah.
in both
And
of
it was,
those.
oh God, it was dirt. I swear, whenever I get on a podcast with Jeremy, like something
He brings
feral,
it out.
something feral in me just goes like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, this man's married. He has kids. He's a great friend. But, like, he just brings out the naughty in me.
It's so funny because he has zero filter. He's fucking phenomenal.
Oh, he's
He is
amazing.
a blast. And it's
Yeah.
because you can truly be yourself because he's like no judgment completely.
Right.
And to me, like a lot of people will be like, oh, that's a lot. No, I love that sense of humor. I think he's a phenomenal person. His podcasts are great.
He's a wonderful human being.
I have been on Maniacal Music Musings. Ashley has been on Maniacal Music Musings.
Yeah.
And he also has Paranormal the New Normal. He's also part of the network that we're on, which is the Antisocial Network. Please go give them all a like and a follow on Facebooks. The Facebooks.
Yeah.
They're not. They're all individually on Instagrams. The Juggalo Bastard.
Excuse me.
Which is Jeremy. Freddie's Can't Lick Me on Instagram.
Really, Freddie. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, oh dear. Like, based off of people's Instagram names, like, I'm not going to advertise mine, but like, what year it was created just based off of their name. So like, that was probably a couple of years, like 10 years ago.
My favorite names that I remember. Okay. My favorite Hotmail. I wish I could remember the fucking password to this shit. Because I have had so many. I changed my email like I changed underwear, okay?
Same.
I'm like spitting that. Like I'm just
I want to tell you mine.
Okay,
yeah, you tell.
So the two that I remember the best was my first one ever, and that was Ever Wish I Was With You, but not like it was Ever Wish I Was With, and then the letter U at hotmail.com. And then it was Strawberry Kiss, but KIS8. Because I was thinking strawberry wine. And because that was super popular at that time.
Yes. Oh my God. So one of mine that it didn't last too long, but I had an AIM name around this, and I had an email.
See, I never had AOL and shit.
Instant
like that, I only had MSN.
Oh my
AOL
God!
Wasn't a thing here.
MSN. Oh my
AOL
God!
Was everywhere. I saw it all over like my
everywhere,
Canadian, like TV and stuff.
Yeah,
I couldn't. It just didn't. No one here. It was just MSN.
Yeah. So you remember the artist Neo, right? Or was it Akon?
Or was it
now I have to look this up. Okay, yeah, so it's Neo, N-E-Y-O.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Okay, so the name was.
You're gonna say whatever it is. It's gonna be my fucking jam because anything by Neo back in the day. Okay, what is it?
So Sick of Love Songs 9. That was my name. Cause I'm so sick of love songs and so tired of tears.
So done with wishing you were still here. Change my answering machine. Now that I'm alone.
Oh God. Okay, so post podcast, we're gonna be jamming to that song because that's our life currently.
In my mood, I am totally gonna be like, cause I'm sorry,
and you're just gonna have your bottle of wine and your box of tissues. Wow.
That is exactly how it's gonna go. We should just stay on here and have a fucking like cry fest party, like
right.
Goddamn fucking dance party.
I hit that core memory for you.
I knew what you were gonna say. I knew it. That was like, whatever it is, it's gonna be a banger.
Whatever. I have learned over the years that you and I are basically one and the same. And yeah, you just happen to live in Canada. I live in the States. And we both get along so well funny. Because we're both fire signs. We're feisty and we're fire.
And stubborn.
100%. 100%. We are stubborn and stuck in our ways. But, give us some good dick and we can change that.
Oh my God. Yes. It's like can turn from like crazy to yes, daddy.
Yes, daddy.
Choke me, daddy. I'll be your good girl.
I was going to say suffocate me. Take me to another planet, daddy. Oh God.
Oh fuck.
Oh shit.
Oh, I need to write down that timestamp. Where the fuck is my pen?
Yes, daddy.
I need to find something.
Oh.
I'm not even writing what it is. I'm just writing funny.
It's funny.
This is a black pen with a blue lid. This is. Oh wait. Is it blue?
God.
Oh, never mind. It's blue. I'm stupid.
Another thing. Make me a cum dumpster, daddy.
That's what you can do if you can tame me.
Yeah.
That's what I can be turning into.
Yep.
Ashley's dying.
I really am.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck me.
Right? Jesus Christ. So I will say I am looking forward to being on my own. I don't know if my neighbors are ready to handle all of this shit because
no.
They're about to hear me on blast. Like I live in a house right now. Like my neighbors, I'm about to live in an apartment building, y'all. Like that's gonna be
not so much the the ones directly next to you, but the one below you.
That's what I'm worried about.
When they start hearing this.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Oh my God. I am worried to hear like, keep it down.
And watch it's like the littlest old lady who's like ready to, RIP, and she's just gonna like
right? Oh my God. Looks like you're jerking off like a really long dick. Like
oh
fuck me.
Oh yeah, daddy.
Fuck man.
Ooh, we're so big. If Jeremy watches this, he's gonna think that that's him.
You know what? We're 38. 37. I'm writing that down too. I love that I'm just announcing what I'm writing down, and I just wrote Jeremy funny. I can't wait to go to clip that to post it.
Oh God, he's gonna lose it.
He is so funny though. He does. He's a huge part of our lives. Actually, he is the one who coordinated a GoFundMe page for me to help me not be homeless.
Because she's poor.
Help me, I'm poor. I should stitch that. Wait,
right.
I should like fucking find it on the TikTok and stitch it and then
yes. Yes.
I kind of feel like that would be kind of funny, right? Or like put it
Oh,
on and being like, "Help me, I'm poor."
help me, I'm poor.
God damn, I'm an
But
idiot.
I mean, as much as like your everyday, it's like I still can't find a fucking routine to make sure like the dishes are done, the laundry's done, like especially having a child, like you'll find your own schedule and way to do it. Like where me, I'm just like I'm free balling it.
Well, yeah, no, I definitely agree that when you have things like children, it makes things a lot more difficult because
Mm-hmm.
like you said, I have a cat. Like that's
Right.
he's sleeping. Like
He'll
he
sit on the
sleeps
washer and
90%
dryer
of the
with you.
day. You know, he would rather be with me no matter what I'm doing. So like I'm free to do as I wish. Like I can leave him here alone. He's going to get a sibling, so if I have to, he has
Right.
someone to play with. I'm not that big of an asshole, but like that's what I mean. I have cats and a
Mm-hmm.
gecko that don't require my immediate attention. You have a child, and even anyone who is splitting from a home of having children and the mom and the dad in the picture and then all of a sudden not, that is a tremendous like hurdle to get over to being
Mm-hmm.
okay and whatnot. And it is okay 1000% to anyone listening and watching. It's okay to not be okay.
It really
It's
is.
okay to have the days where even if you have kids where you're just putting them out in the living room to have a show on, to have them preoccupied with something else while you are debilitated in bed. It is
Yeah.
okay. It is okay to feel those things, to take that time
I I
because
was before my daughter was born, I was or even after I was like, oh yeah, she's, we're going to limit TV and electronics and stuff. And I'm like, now the amount of educational apps, like I take that full back. The TV is a great babysitter. Uh, here's your
yeah.
tablet. Play some ABC Mouse, learn some things, educate yourself. I'm going to lay on the couch today.
Okay. So I got a funny side story to go off of that because when I think of like the tablets and things like, yeah,
Hmm.
I was totally like, no.
Right.
But you're right that those things are a great babysitter and they're also a great like learning tool.
Oh, yeah.
My sister has a bunch of kids. I say a bunch, but I think she has 4.
Okay.
She
Still a
has at
bunch.
least 4. She has at least 4.
Mhm. She's not to cheaper by the dozen status yet.
Yeah, no, not yet. Not yet. We'll see if she gets there. But she one of her oldest one had a tablet and for whatever reason it became French. But she's been trying to pay attention to that.
Hmm.
And because it was stuck in French for a bit, and I being Canadian and having to take French in like school and stuff, that was like we
Hmm.
had to take French no
Right.
matter what. Um,
You had no choice.
yeah. So my sister not being as fluent, and so I was sitting with her, and it came up. My favorite one. It it went to the letter W, and so that's W,
Hmm. I'm
and
familiar with it. Yep.
right? So it said W, and I said, "Well, what did that say?" She said, "Blueberry."
Not even close. That that reminds me because at some point when my daughter was very young, probably like 1.5, 2,
Yeah.
and so we're talking about 2.5 years ago. Um, she would find these songs on YouTube that were either in Chinese, Japanese, or Russian. And she learned how to sing in those 3 languages, and she still does it to this day. I have no idea what she's saying, but she can sing in those 3 languages.
Well, you know what? That will probably stick with her for the rest of her life because
Oh, yeah.
The same thing with me. Like I'm not fluent in French to this day.
Oh no.
I can still speak some French, but like a lot of it is just like muscle memory. Like
Hmm.
even singing the version of like happy birthday, like bonne fête et toi, and
Where I know the first part of the French national anthem.
yeah,
Allons enfants de la patrie.
yeah,
Then it kind of falls off, but I learned that in the sixth grade.
yep. That yeah. So there are certain things that are kind of muscle memory, and especially if you're watching a show that like even that some of the TV shows like Dora the Explorer, they will say like the English and the Spanish, and
Yeah.
um it is kind of like a great way, but it's a hands off way. Um
Yes.
so it's like there are good things and bad things about the social medias and like the babysitters.
Yeah, it's
But
like when it comes to social media, I think I'm going to restrict her from that as much as I possibly can, just because of the amount of like predators and that type of stuff, which that'll be an episode for another day.
we have
Um,
some shit to say, and
yeah.
yeah. So,
But like when it comes to social media, I'm going to restrict that. But like when it comes to like, when it comes down when she needs a cell phone, I still haven't decided yet. Because part of me wants to wait until, because I was 13 when I got my first cell phone and it was prepaid. My mom put $10 a month on it, and that got me 100 minutes or like 100 text messages. And after 9 o'clock, it was free and it didn't count towards my money. And so, like, part of me wants to wait till then. But with the way that the world is currently and the amount of mass shootings and school shootings, I'm very slightly tempted to get her a phone sooner rather than later.
so I will say, so I'm with you. My first like experiences with cell phones was when I was 13 years old, in the same type of way.
Hmm.
It was prepaid. Um, Same thing. It was like 10-15 bucks, whatever the minimum that I could get was
Right.
to put on. That's what I would get as an allowance,
Hmm.
or unless I could afford more. Same type of deal. And I agree with that, but I also think that the times are changing
Hmm.
in regards to a million and one things. Even in the pricing and what things are, sometimes it's just cheaper to allow them another number on your phone and to pay for it per month. Um,
Exactly.
I think that's a lot of what it is, but also being in touch with your kids and not keeping your kids afraid of being open with you to sharing
Hmm.
these things with you. Like if you want to go on their phone to like check their search history or things like that,
Hmm.
um you should have an open relationship with your child where they feel safe rather than like, oh shit, I'm gonna get
I
into
gotta
trouble.
hide this, and yeah, and like I mean, it's so funny. I don't know if I know we've talked about it, but I don't know if you've ever seen it. My favorite TV show is Gilmore Girls.
Oh, love it, love it, love it.
Yeah. And so that's kind of how
Lorelai
I'm,
and
and
Rory.
Rory, and that's how I'm basing my relationship with my daughter. And that's how I want, moving forward. And, for her, if anything were to happen, that she can come to me and talk about me, no matter what the topic. And,
Yeah.
you know, that's the type of relationship that, like, yeah, I'm your friend, but I'm also your parent type deal.
Yes. Yeah, so like yeah, you can tell me things, but if you do cross the line that we have set, yes,
Hmm.
I have like we have a good relationship where we can expand those boundaries like to
Hmm.
be to fit you as a person, but
Exactly.
like when you cross those boundaries, yeah, there are repercussions for that, in my opinion. I agree with you. I think that
Hmm.
Lorelai, even though, yes, in her situation, it's like not ideal, and a lot of people would probably argue the fact that that's not parenting or blah, blah, blah. I
Right.
think that is a decent way to go about it. And I think a lot of people nowadays call it gentle parenting.
Hmm.
Um, which yeah, I do agree with. I didn't have that growing up myself. My mom was a single parent, and
Hmm.
was stressed all of the time, like even when we had
Single
big
moms
things.
unite.
But make sure your daughter knows like things like her period. When I
Oh
went to
yeah.
my mom about that, um, she was more frustrated than anything.
Mm,
So it was not a good experience. And even when my sister, I guess we had talked about this years and years and years later, that
hmm.
when she had actually gotten hers, she got a, if you don't know what to do, go ask your sister. So my mom was pretty exactly in that way too. She
Oh
was
geez.
really rough. So when I
Yeah.
got mine, she was like, "Oh, I have things beside the toilet. I gotta go. Bye." And because I had to call her at work,
Right.
because I was about to go to work, I was about to go to school, and I just realized that I was bleeding, and I
Yeah.
knew what it was. So that was
Mm,
like a good thing with like school and being in an all female household, was that I knew what it was.
hmm.
And so I was like, oh, I remember waking up and like going to the bathroom, realizing, already noticing that my mom had stuff there. So I, it was pads at the time, but they were like the really long, like overnight and like super double wing, like
Oh yeah.
crazy thick pad. Um,
Almost
but
a
like I had
diaper.
to, yeah, it was insane. And I knew that I couldn't go to school like that. So I had to call her to tell her, like, hey, I think I just started my period. And I thought like the thinnest thing possible so that people at school couldn't tell I was on my period was panty
Hmm.
liners.
Yeah.
And so I asked for that. And she was like, oh, just use the things that I have beside the toilet. And she was like, I gotta go bye. And yeah, so that was my experience. It wasn't great. So I always think like, yes, there are some things that we should be pretty strict on, but we do still have to like go with the times. And
Hmm.
even learning more about like ADHD and autism, even like game players, kids that want to be constantly like on the Xbox and things. A lot
Hmm.
of them are like ADHD and autistic, and like that's kind of where they're like, that's what they know most about. And it is kind of like therapy for them.
Hmm.
It's like there's so much more into it. That's a whole different topic, but it
Yeah.
is there's a lot more to today's things that are kind of known even to like our ages and up and stuff.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
of having like a bad rep of like, oh, you're gonna spoil your brain with like all these video games, and
Yeah.
you know, I actually
Which.
think video games can be pretty helpful.
Oh yeah.
Even the
Um.
shooting ones and the crazy ones, they're actually quite helpful. And if you have a good enough relationship with your child where you're not so scary and
Right.
strict, and have an open mind, especially when it comes to your children, so that if something does bad happen, like that they feel comfortable enough to come to you.
Hmm.
And
Like I like the biggest thing, I mean, since video games started was like, oh, these are the reasons why school shootings happen and all that stuff. And it's like, yes, did video games and certain types of music play a role in, like Columbine? Maybe. We'll never know. Like, yes, they played video games. Yes, they listened to what, what our parents would categorize as scary music. And, but it's, we don't know why people do the things that they do. You can't just say, oh, it's because of video games, oh, it's because of this type of music, oh, it's because of these books that they are reading, and so let's ban all these books.
yeah,
It's the mind is such a how I think of it, and how my therapist brought it kind of up to me, was the brain is like the universe. It's so you don't know what's 10,000 light years away.
yeah,
It's such a complex thing, that and every brain is different, every universe is different. So what I think isn't going to be the same as you think, what you think isn't going to be the same as what a 9-year-old child's going to think. And it's I mean, there's so much research, and maybe in 50 to 100 years we might find out those things. You and I will not be alive when that happens, but
Yeah, well, exactly. But we can help pave the way.
exactly.
And that's
And
learning from everything, even in your childhood. I'm going through a lot of like deep diving in my own therapy, deep diving into my
mhm,
childhood and like trying to
yep.
figure that out and from my own experiences, even realizing how I am with children in my own life.
Mhm.
To me, it's a constant like learning experience. It's kind of constantly like, well, this is how like my parents, like my mom would have done it. This
Right.
is like this is how, but is that exactly how I would have wanted to be treated? And
Mhm.
um eh, for me, even in my age now, I don't think I would have done this in my 20s. So
Mhm.
which it is like an advantage of being 30 and kind of being wiser and wanting to learn more about my body and other people. So
Right.
learning more about mental health, which is something that I'm very passionate about. I look at people a lot more and like their behaviors and children especially like why are you doing this? Like instead of just saying, "Oh, it's like it's no big deal." It is a big deal to this person. That
Mhm.
is why they're crying. This is why. How can we solve this? How can we make it less of a big deal and not just like bribing or giving in? It's like how can we solve this to like help regulate your emotion? Like where because this really isn't like a huge deal, but you need to learn that. And I think
Mm.
that's what a lot of people forget with children and realizing the age that I am now, and even if I had raised children, everything is a learning experience. Even for me training dogs,
Mhm.
you have to do that with children.
Oh yeah.
Like anything, potty training, you have to potty train both of them. They're not going to learn unless you teach them. So you can't just say it's common sense. It's not common
No.
sense to someone who does not know. Even for someone who is our age, that
Mhm.
sure, mowing a lawn is common sense for some people, but it may not be for us.
No.
Or, just like regulating emotions, it may be common sense, like you just do this. And we're like, but
Right.
I don't know how to do that.
Right.
Um, that's it can be any age because there's a lot of things in my life that for me,
Mhm.
I don't know how to family. And it's because I didn't grow up in a super lovey family. I grew up where
Mhm.
everyone's separate, keeps to themselves. So that's like my version of family where my grandparents sleep in different bedrooms and you don't
Right.
say I love you. You don't keep in touch. You kind of just go your separate ways
Mhm.
and like you talk maybe once every 8 years kind of deal. That's
Yeah.
my version. So like in most people that's not how it is. So I always say I don't
No.
know how to family is because doing the things like going to family gatherings constantly, having family dinners, even talking at the dinner table.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that. We sat in front of a TV.
Yeah. So like for me, having to adjust in like any world that having any sort of interaction in my adulthood, people
Mhm.
like to talk at the dinner table.
Oh
And
yeah.
I don't understand that. I just want to eat. I just
Yeah.
want to eat and like then talk and like, like digest your food, then talk. But like a lot of people
Mhm.
are like, so how was your day? And I'm like, like my mouth is full. Why are
Right.
you talking to me? And so like that's offensive to some people.
Mhm.
And for me, it's learning kind of the balance between that
Right.
and having to relearn how to do a lot of things that I guess are more normal for society, you know?
But like it even comes down to is like what the hell is normal? I mean, yeah, there's like what
Yes.
people paint as like, oh yeah, you're
Perceive.
supposed to, yeah, perceive, and like, oh yeah, you're supposed to grow up, you're supposed to go to college, you're supposed to get married, and then buy a house and then have kids. And it's like, I did all that half-ass backward.
And you're a hussy if
Yeah,
you do anything else. Or
right.
like you're
And you're
gonna be a
now,
spinster or
you
blah blah blah,
you
you know.
you can't have sex until you are married.
Bitch, I
No.
was 15.
I was 19.
Yeah. So
um yeah, so it's like, I my normal is different than your normal, but everybody, it's this notion of, the
the
American, the
expectations.
expectation of the American dream, the house with the picket white fence and the two
Yeah.
kids. And it's like, it's never going to be like, yes, maybe back in the 50s, 40s, 50s and 60s, absolutely. But, now we're 80 years later, and
Everything has
it's
changed.
it's so different now, and it's never going, that American dream, people should just forget it. It's not a thing anymore. It's not going to be a thing in at least our lifetime anymore,
No.
because we're poor.
The American dream is honestly just not worrying about paying rent or bills month to month.
Right.
And, that's still something that everyone should strive towards. Not look at the celebrities and the people that have high paying jobs. If you want the American dream, yeah, you have to really work for that. You have to kind of been not even like bred in a way, like to have. No, that's actually not even true. I'm gonna say like bred to, like
No.
to have the abilities to go to college and do these things, but there are people that come out from worse situations that go to college and
Hmm.
come out with like could be the president type deal. So
Right.
that's not necessarily true, but
Hmm. Like, I went to
that
college and I only have my associate's degree. I don't even have a bachelor's.
yeah,
So, and it's like, I have all the debt in the world behind me now. And it's like, okay, I went to school for a piece of paper that is not serving me any purpose now in life.
yeah,
None whatsoever.
yeah, and that's the thing is I feel like even a lot of people get a lot of pressure about going from right from high school into college to do something, and like they're
Hmm.
pressured to find something like that they have to do,
Right.
and that may not be what they actually love. So it goes
Mm-mm.
to waste, and they may find something like even social media. Um,
Right. Because
Even if you did have a bachelor's or a master's or whatever,
yeah.
you could completely change.
Hmm.
I think that's very much okay.
It's
To
like,
not have it, to have it and to change, to just
mhm. Because I thought I was, going to be, I went to school for theater and I thought I was going to be this big Broadway star. And then, that's what I got my associates in theater. But like, I learned both the acting aspect and the stagehand aspect. And I liked the stagehand aspect more. Like, I learned how to create sets, costumes, the whole 9 yards. So I liked that aspect. And like, some of that I can use in my everyday life, but it's like not an everyday thing.
yeah,
But then when I did go on to attempt to get my bachelor's, was I wanted to be a journalist. I really did. I wanted to work for one of the big music magazines and possibly do photography or like interview bands and stuff. And obviously that didn't work out. So,
yeah.
um, but I mean, my mindset back when I was 19 is not the same mindset of a 32-year-old. It sounds like an alien on your side. Hey, Vanessa disappeared for a minute.
Why? Why does it sound so weird?
I have no, every damn time, every Every show we have to have one technical difficulty. At
This
least it
was
waited
going
towards the end.
just fine.
I know. But it's towards the end, so it had to get in there before we call it quits for the night.
Oh my god. Okay, hang on. Let's just see if this will. Wait, does it sound better?
It sounds perfect now.
Oh my god, because my fucking everything is just stupid.
It sounded literally like an alien was coming down to Earth to take your body.
That's what I mean. Like, I could hear it, and I was like, what the fuck?
E.T.
Oh my god, that's what I get for taking out my headphones.
E.T. was ready to bring you home and make you call him daddy.
Come hither. Okay, you know what? On that note, don't forget to follow us on all the social medias at 30 Flirty Podcast. We're on the Facebooks, 30 Flirty and Not Thriving.
Also dirty.
Oh, yes, but that is not in our title. But yes, 30 Flirty and a little dirty and not thriving.
Only on Wednesdays.
All right, everybody. We will see you next week for another episode with hopefully no technical.
Hopefully we'll have a special, and we might have a special guest next week. We don't know yet.
I want some more male opinions on.
We need more penises.
We need dick.
We need dick.
#CumDumpsters.